chunky monkey. I'm getting chunky, man. Look at that gut. Prego. Pregnant. Still strong like bull. Big as ox. Strong like bull. Big as ox. Big as house. UFOs in the sky tonight. Whoa. Uh-oh. I think we got a mover. What the fuck? The fuck is that? I think we got something. I don't know if it's gonna pick up on camera. Shit. It's right there, people. It's going real slow. It was just zigzagging in the fucking sky. Zigzagging. I don't know of any planes that could zigzag. You see it? I know, I'm all the way zoomed in. It's hard to see it. You can barely make out the light in the middle of the screen. Just went behind a tree. Oh, there you go. You can still make it out. Yeah, that shit was zigzagging in the sky. It wasn't flying like a normal airplane or something would. Holy shit, there's a lot of stars in the sky tonight. What do we got going over here? Anything good cooking out here? We got another light over by that light. Something else in the sky over here. Oh, shit. We got a lot of lights in the sky tonight. A lot of stars. The stars are out. The stars are out there tonight. You can't see them, but there's a shit ton of stars tonight. Well, is that one moving now? What the fuck? Right there. Look at that, people. It stopped. The thing that was just moving, it stopped. It's not moving no more. It's just sitting there. See it? It's in the middle of the screen here, people. You can't miss it. It's turning like on and off. The light gets brighter, then it gets dimmer. I don't know if you can make it out on your end. But it was just moving. We videotaped it fly over there. It was just moving. I seen it zigzag through the sky, put the camera on it. It started flying even slower. And now it's just came to a fucking screeching halt in the sky. I don't know why the light keeps going out and dimming and shit. Come on, turn back on. Wait, there we go. There we go. We got something flying right at it, people. There's something right above it, flying right at it. There's something flying right at it. No, it's passing it. Now that's a plane. That's a plane. A plane just flew right past this thing. This thing's just chilling over there. That's far, though. It's pretty fucking far in the sky. Very hard to see. Very hard to pick up on camera here. Wait, I think we got it. Yep, we got it. Come on, focus in for me, would you? Do your focus, hocus pocus, alamagocus. It's still sitting there. And it's not a star. I watched it move with my own fucking eyes. It's a mover. It's a mover. They're out there tonight. The sky is lit up with stars. Here for Buffalo. Buffalo, New York today. It was actually unseasonably warm today. Here it is January in Buffalo, New York, and the temperature was 50 degrees today. So, for some people, you hear 50 degrees, they're like, "Bro, that's cold." You know what I mean? People who live in Florida and shit, they hear 50, they think, "Whoa, that's cold." But January in Buffalo, 50 degrees is a fucking heat wave. Our average temperatures this time of year are usually like 14, something like that. And here we have it 50 degrees. And the temperatures have been fluctuating like that all winter long. We get a few cold days, where it goes in the, 26 degrees, 28 degrees. Then all of a sudden it'll warm up to 46. It'll be 46 and then 48. Then it'll go down to 31, 30. Then it'll go up to 40. Then it'll go back in the 20s. Then it'll go, up to 50. It's like, and there's a lot of illnesses and sicknesses going around here, Buffalo, New York. And that's part of the reason. It goes from cold to warm to cold to warm to cold to warm to cold to warm. You're wearing a jacket, then you're in a wife beater. Then you're in a jacket, then you're in a wife beater. And a jacket, a wife beater, jacket, a wife beater. Easy to get sick. Strange lights all over the sky. It's nothing new to me. I've seen it. I've documented it. I've videoed it. I used to call it my Blue Beam Project, my Blue Beam Special. Almost 2 years ago when I used to see that thing in the sky. Blue beam. Holographic blue beams. And they would change colors from time to time, from like a yellowish to a greenish to even a pinkish sometimes. But for the most part, it stayed blue when I seen it over my area. And it would turn off and on like a light switch. And it was almost like an image was being, projected in the sky. And if I had to guess its size, probably about as big as a football field, maybe a little less. That's the actual size of it in the sky with the eye, well, with the naked eye. I'm not that good at coming up with guesstimates and exact measurements when it comes to things like that. Distance, I have no idea. Like I said, I tried to pass this thing. I tried to hunt this blue beam down. I actually drove as far as I could south to try to see if I could pass this thing. And no matter how far I drove, I couldn't get anywhere near it. I wasn't getting any closer. So the thing was coming from fucking space. And same thing with the lines that go up and down. I seen those. I witnessed those right in the heart of the city, in downtown Buffalo. And it was only like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And this was last winter, I believe, or last fall. And we seen like 3 of them coming down. It looked like they were coming from the sky, and they were going down to a destination. We drove downtown. We actually drove past one, and one was going right onto the top of a roof of a building. But there was nothing there, projecting light. There was nothing on that roof projecting the light. But the light, there it was, still coming down from the sky. That's the only one where I seen where it actually, was on the ground. And it's not coming from the ground. So you can try to debunk that all you want. You can try to disprove, discredit that. all you want, but the fact of the matter is, it's not coming from the ground, it's coming from space. And a lot of people, a lot of people think it has something to do with HARP, geoengineering, fricking with our weather, things like that. But I don't see where these holographic, images and lights would tie into the whole, you know, geoengineering weather. I can't see how that would tie into that. I don't understand what a laser would have to do with weather, but then again, you never know. So I don't think it has anything to do with HARP, but that is a good guess. That's a good guess. I'd give you brownie points for that. I believe John Smith said it was HARP, but it's not HARP. If I had to guess what it was, I would say some kind of space weapon, more than likely. And I would have to think it would be ours. Because the government would know about this. People call in sightings and shit and put videos up of what they see all the time. So I would have to say it would be ours. We got the space program. We're in space all the fucking time now. There's always something going on in space. So they could be screwing around with lasers in space. Trying to make space weapons or something like that. You never know. Or it can just be the start of the false flag alien thing. You know, Along with the UFO sightings, putting these strange lights in the sky, you know what I mean? It creates some sort of panic amongst the people that see it and view it. They're pretty scared and freaked out about it. And they're like, what the fuck is causing this? They find out it's UFOs, they're going to fucking shit and shart in their pants. So, but my guess would definitely have to be some sort of space weapon, probably built, manufactured by us. When I say us, I mean humans here on Earth. It could be Russia, U.S., it could be any country. We have increasing numbers of orb UFO sightings, particularly reddish orange. But Chinese lanterns and things like that are also that same color when they're, flickering in the sky. So those could be either way. Those could be 50-50. Some of those sightings could actually be legit, and, others could be exactly that. They could be Chinese lanterns or, different things people launch up at parties and, funeral, whatever. People just launch fucking shit in the sky just to watch shit fly. So, one would think that they have, and I don't know if they have this, but one would think that, with the drone capabilities nowadays, with all the new technology and the newer drones always coming out, and I don't know nothing about drones, you know, do they have UFO drones? You know what I mean? That you could like buy online or at the store or something. Do they have drones that look like UFOs that are, decent size and not fucking this big? Do they have one that's as big as a kitchen table or something that looks like a UFO? I think that would be pretty fucking cool to have one of those. You could fuck with a whole lot of people. I mean, that wouldn't be nice because, we're trying to get disclosure, so, mocking it would be almost. But nevertheless, it would be fun. It would be fun. Just fly it around. People would see it. Oh, what the fuck? There'd be sightings on fucking MUFON about your UFO drone. I'm sure they would have to sell one that's shaped like a UFO that would look like a UFO. They would have to. And I know nothing about drones. I haven't even looked. Government shutdown, huh? Government's never shut down. They just want you to think they're shut down. They're not shut down. I think it's finally gone. I don't see it out there no more. Spotted lanternflies. Now, if you people see this thing, you see what it looks like there? Let me turn on a light for you. These things are causing a hell of a lot of problems for a whole lot of people in this country. It's becoming almost a fucking, pandemic in Pennsylvania. There's like 8, or I don't know how many counties now that are just infested with these things, and they're fucking everywhere. And people are losing their businesses because of these things. And they will lay their eggs. The thing about these things, spotted lantern flies, the thing about them is they will lay their eggs on any hard surface, on a table, on granite, marble. They will, lay their eggs anywhere. And, businesses are getting shut down left and right in Pennsylvania. People are finding, hatched fucking lantern flies on their products in their factories because someone left the garage door open, shit like that. And these things are spreading like wildfire. Here's what they look like when they're, they got a picture of them when they're small. They almost look like ticks. That's what they look like when they're small. And then you got the bigger version. That's what they look like when they're adults. Now, when they lay their eggs on a tree, they almost do it to blend in with the tree. I don't know if you can see that there, but you can't even tell. That just looks like an overgrowth on the tree, basically. See what I'm saying? Here's a shit ton of them, and that's how they get together. They fly around in flocks. And, they eat. They eat up all the fucking trees. They kill all the trees. If you get them in your you got to shut the business down. They're from fucking Asia. Look at this one. Look at that. Looks in between. Doesn't that look? It looks like a half moth, half butterfly, and half bumblebee, doesn't it? That's fucking nuts looking. But yeah, Pennsylvania's infested. And I'm going to show you, here in Western New York, they're so worried about these things reaching here in Western New York because they're right over the border now in Pennsylvania. And, one's actually been documented and caught in the Finger Lakes region, which ain't too far from Buffalo, New York. It's only a stone's throw away. And right here in Western New York, we have, the trees that they love to eat, their favorite food, their favorite tree. I guess we have more of these trees here in this general region and area than anywhere else on the planet, I guess. And I guess they love these trees. And I brought home a tree sample, and I'm going to show you people what they actually eat on the tree. And you're going to be shocked to see this because I never seen this before either. So stay right there. Tony Montana, I'll be right back. be right back. Now, I don't know the exact name of this tree. I was told to me, but I forgot it. But here's what one of the branches looks like off of the tree. This is what branches actually look like. And I'm going to show you why they love these trees and these branches so much on these trees. Okay. All you got to do, now, like I said, I don't know what kind of tree this is, but here in Western New York, we have a shit ton, supposedly. And these things are headed our way. So, you know, we see them, we have to call, we have to contact. They're going to come out, kill them, you know, catch them, study them, whatever. I don't know, but we need to get them gone. And I'm going to show you why here. I'm going to break this stick for you here. Okay. Now, inside of this stick is a substance that looks like, exactly like peanut butter. I'm not shitting you. There's a substance in this tree, in this branch, that looks exactly like peanut butter. And to top it all off, it fucking smells like peanut butter. And these fucking lantern flies love it. They fucking love it. They feast on it like Thanksgiving. A cornucopia of fucking sticky peanut butter, okay? Can you see inside here? There's a substance that looks like peanut butter. And it smells like peanut butter. Now, let me rip some more of this stick off here. We'll cut it, we'll slice her open here. Alright. Now there we go. I got that open there. And now, I'm going to show you what this stuff looks like here. Now it looks and it smells exactly like peanut butter. It's fucking nuts, people. When I say nuts, I mean nuts, people. You learn something new every day, so pay attention. You might learn something. Can you see that stuff there? Looks exactly like peanut butter. To a T. If you put this in a bowl and you put peanut butter in a bowl, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You wouldn't. And it even smells like peanut butter. It doesn't have an overwhelming peanut butter smell, but it does give off a hint of peanut butter. Now let's take some of this out. I'll show you here. Let's just get into the meat here of things. Cut another hunk of peanut butter goo out. You see that? Look at there. Okay. What we have here, let me take that stick off. We have a chunk of peanut butter substance that's inside this stick. I shit you not. Now it breaks up just like peanut butter. Yeah, it mushes up in your hand. It's all mushy. And man, do these lantern flies love this stuff. I know I'm off the UFO topic, but you know, we got to be on the lookout for these things. So, if you live in the Western New York area and you are a viewer of my page, be on the lookout. Spotted lantern flies. You'll see a whole shitload of them. You won't see just one usually. They travel in packs. Wash that shit off my hands. Whoa, what am I missing here? Lots of comments. You're feeling vibrant. Not me, but he probably it. No, I'm not feeling vibrant. I feel like shit today. My head's pounding. I still have the same headache I've had for the last 3 weeks. It's fucking killing me. I've always been fascinated with the things he makes. I had some other stuff I wanted to talk about here, but I can't remember for the life of me. I can't. The lights we talked about. There was something else, and I can't fucking remember. Mysterious lights in the sky. Holographic images being projected onto clouds. And I'm going to tell you what, I know something that they don't. I know something the other people don't because I've seen it and witnessed it firsthand. And you're only going to see those straight lines in the sky, and you're only going to see those blue and pink holographic images in the sky that get turned on like a switch and off. You're only going to see them if there's clouds outside or chemtrails outside. If it's a crystal clear blue day, no chemtrails, no clouds in the sky, you will not see any holographic image that night portrayed in the sky at all. Because I documented the blue light, seen it every day for 2 weeks, and on the days there weren't chemtrails and clouds, there was no blue beam. But every night there would be a cloud or a chemtrail over in that area, bunched together. It would turn on. They'd be testing it. Bloop, it lights up, then all of a sudden, and it's almost like it shrinks and comes down when it goes off. It's like, and closes, and then it's gone. You don't see it. Then all of a sudden, it'll just be on again, and you're like, what the fuck? And then it just disappears again. And you're like, what the fuck is that? That's got to be coming from the ground. But I shit you not, it's not coming from the fucking ground because, like I said, I drove as far as I could trying to fucking chase that thing down and see if I could pass where that thing was or find out where that thing was, and could not do it. Could not do it. Could not do it. It was fucking not possible to do. We know it's there. We know what it is. I've documented. Other people are documenting it now. I'm helping out. I'm telling you, you ain't going to see it if there's no clouds or no fucking chemtrails out that day and that night. You're not going to. If it's a crystal clear night, you're not going to see it because the image, the light, the blue, the pink, whatever color it wants to be that night, it has nothing to project itself off of. Think of it as like a giant movie projector, people. You need the white screen to be able to project a movie, but you could do it on walls and whatever, but you need some sort of surface. Well, in the sky, there is no surface unless you add a cloud or a couple chemtrail lines. Then you have surfaces in the sky for these things to be able to be projected on. You get what I'm saying? It makes perfect sense if you really think about it. Perfect sense. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what he has been made, so that people are without excuse. Does God really exist? Is God real? Is there a heaven? Do we go to heaven when we die, or do we go to hell? Well, I believe in demons, and I believe in God, and I believe in angels, but this is where I have a hard time, and this is where I draw the line through the sand. I know aliens are real. I know they exist. I know they're out on other planets now. If our God is almighty, created us, created this earth, then who is their God? Who is the alien race's God? Who do they worship? Who made them? Who is their God? Do we have the same God? Did God create the entire outer space and all the planets and inhabitants that are on all these planets? And maybe they just don't know it because they haven't had a chance to, be awoken by the Bible. I don't know. But that makes me think a lot sometimes, people, that, because I'm a firm believer that heaven is real and God exists. But I'm also a firm believer that aliens are real and they do exist. And UFOs are real. So, if that's the case, then who is their God? Who is their God? Who do they worship? Who made them? You get what I'm saying? Because I don't think they worship Jesus. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think, the Greys, just say the Greys, for instance, or the Nordics, or the Anunnaki, whatever. You think they worship God? Some people say aliens are angels. I've seen plenty of stories, and I've seen plenty of videos, that can help that out, actually. People sometimes say they see UFOs, but then you see something different on the camera, something that almost looks like an angel. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. I'm only red, white, and disclosure, ill will from Buffalo, New York. I don't know any of all this. I don't know anything about God. I don't know if God exists. I want God to exist, because if God doesn't exist, then I spent time praying, and I spent time, being scared of, and, talking to something that wasn't there. And if you ask me, then that would make me crazy. Because if God doesn't exist, and God isn't there, and heaven isn't there, then who the hell have I been talking to all these years? Get what I'm saying? That would put me in the crazy realm. And I don't want to be put in the crazy realm, so I want heaven to be real. I want God to exist. But I also want aliens to be real. And I also know with every inch of my being that they are real and they do exist. But who's their God? Then again, it comes full circle again, you see? Who's their God? Who do they worship? Who created their planet? Do they go to church on Sunday and worship something? I've heard it said that they don't believe in, heaven and God and things like that. And I've heard them in stories that they've actually told people who they've abducted that we were foolish for thinking that it's actually real and it exists, and it doesn't, you know. But them are just stories, and that's not proof. We don't have proof. I don't know. I want God to be real. I do. I am religious. I am very religious. I don't go to church, but I do pray. I do talk to God sometimes, and I have it might not be a very big one, but I have some sort of relationship with a God of my understanding. You get what I'm saying? And Jesus and heaven, that's the God of my understanding. And then you hear all these stories of people who die and, hold on, asteroid impact 2023. You're wrong, Akon, you're wrong. It's going to happen 2021 or 2022. I've already known about that. 2021 or 2020. But you're close enough. But yeah, what was I talking about now? God. See, now I lost my train of thought where I was on that. I get sidetracked. I've been getting a lot of headaches lately. I've been not remembering shit. Are they real? Blah, blah, blah. God, am I understanding? People, this is what I wanted to say. Okay. People have near-death experiences all the time, supposedly. There's been plenty of documented people that supposedly flatlined, died for so many minutes, and were brought back and have claimed to see the light. They have claimed to see the other side. They've heard loved ones' voices. They've seen things that are, unexplainable. So, how do you explain that? Or are they all telling a lie? See, that's where I have a hard time believing it, because I don't think they can all be telling a lie because there's so many of them. You get what I'm saying? And it's not like this giant lie that they all concocted together and co-conspirated with one another. It's not like that. So all the cases of it happening, they can't all be liars. Could they? We do live in a world of sin with a world of liars, but I don't think that many, and a lot of them, there's Christians and Catholics in there too, and I don't think they're the sort of folks that are going to go around making this shit up just to make it up. But then again, you never know. So, there's proof right there. I wouldn't say 100% solid proof, but it is some sort of proof that maybe an afterlife, a heaven, and God exists. Now, I do believe in ghosts. I believe in spirits. I've had my own personal encounters with spirits and ghosts from the other side. I know they exist. So, that being said, you know, if there's ghosts, if your spirit stays behind, then there very well could be a heaven. You get what I'm saying? But why do some spirits not go to heaven? Why do some spirits stay here to linger on the earth? I'll never know. I came up with this explanation for that I think might be possible or could be true. You say you die, okay? You die. You get hit by a bus, whatever. And, you see the bright light, okay? And you start hearing, just say your grandma and grandpa or something calling your name. Come towards the light, Will, come towards the light. Or they'd call, my family used to call me Billy, so, Billy, come towards the light. Say you hear all that. You're already dead, and you see the bright light, you start hearing the voices, they're telling you to walk towards the light. What's the normal person do? They hear their grandma, they want to go see their grandma. They walk towards the light, they think automatically, heaven, light, okay, let me walk this way, good stuff. But then there's people who fight it and resist it. Like, I would probably be one of those people where I would think to myself, I'm not ready yet. My time's not up. I haven't accomplished all I need to accomplish. And despite hearing the loved ones' voices and despite seeing the light and knowing heaven's that way, and maybe I am being allowed in, I probably wouldn't walk towards it. I would probably turn around and walk the other way. Now, what happens if you don't go towards the light and you walk the other way? My thinking says that maybe the heaven's door closes on you and maybe you get stuck here on earth. It's like a purgatory, and you're like in between. You're in between life and you're in between the afterlife, and you kind of got nowhere to go, so you're basically stuck here. You get what I'm saying? You didn't go towards the light, now you're stuck here. I believe there are ways where once you're here, you still can go to heaven, but you're going to need help in doing so. Or maybe the light's just always there, and maybe just these ghosts just keep refusing or keep not wanting to go towards the light. That could be a reason. When you die, their light could always maybe be there, and your loved ones' voices could always be calling you, and it's just there 24/7. It's up to you to choose when you want to walk through that to go there. If you feel like you haven't accomplished shit and you want to stay down here to see some things through, then you stay down here, and that's how you have spirits and ghosts. That's my belief. I think that's how ghosts happen, and if you can think of a better explanation or a better reason than that on how you could become a ghost in the afterlife, I don't see one. But if you got one, I'm all ears. I'd love to hear it. I really would. Who's J-Rod's God? What God does he worship? Maybe there's no God at all. Some people, like me, part of me believes maybe there's not God. And we were put here by aliens or something else. But then you have the people dying saying they see heaven, blah, 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 blah. There's strong proof for each side, and you get stuck down in between both sides, and you get tossed back and forth like you're on some amusement park ride, and it's a constant struggle every day. Is this real? I want to believe this, but I know this, but I want to believe you. It's a lot, and it takes a lot out of you, mentally and physically. I know that 100%. Real talk, true story. Heaven. Heaven isn't too far away. Closer to it every day. No matter what your friends might say, we'll find a way. Yeah. Loganberry. It's a Buffalo, New York staple. If you're from Western New York, this is one of the things that we're known for and good. Loganberry soda. It's good stuff. Loganberry pie. It's pretty good too. Now I think we covered some crazy shit here tonight. The whole, is heaven real? Is God real? Does their aliens have gods? And I didn't get any answers. We go back recycled. Watch, William. Greys are demons. They lie and deceive. There's only one creator. Jesus was it was man. He lived through you. The planet isn't real. We're plug-in. The plane isn't real. We're plug-in when we die. We get set free. Yeah. It's a little confusing, John. Let's talk about that. 2023. That's your prediction. That's your pick for your extinction level event. I'm going to go with the asteroids too, but I'm going to say 2021 or 2022. Who's going to be right? I hope I'm wrong. I sure do hope I'm wrong, because that means I get an extra year. I hope neither one of us are right, but it's inevitable, and it's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen. Not if, but when. But when. Meteors are, coming into our atmosphere 24 hours, all the time, every day probably. I don't know for a fact, but, I'm assuming a meteor probably enters our atmosphere at least every day. A small one or something, but nevertheless, it's still a meteor. They got to have some big cousins that didn't get asked to the dance out there in the solar system posted against the wall somewhere. Now, they eventually got to get let loose too, and they will come spilling and tumbling towards us. And that fat sister's hungry. She's going to be looking to eat up some planet. $2023. Anybody see The Bird Box? The movie The Bird Box on Netflix. Great movie. I loved it. If you want to see a good movie, just a off-the-wall, crazy fucking movie that's different, it's not about aliens or UFOs. Although it could be. They really didn't say what was causing it, but if you want crazy off the wall and a edge of your seat type movie, Bird Box. Look it up tonight, people. It's on Netflix. It's starring Sandra Bullock, called The Bird Box. Good movie.
Me and my friend are gonna hang out tomorrow, so it would make more sense to grab it tomorrow.
What time tomorrow? Because I get up at like 11. That's what I usually, 11, 12. That's what I usually play the game. That's why I wanted to get it tonight.
Oh.
So I can have it for when I wake up.
Fuck.
What?
I don't know. I would have to ask him. Don't you work tomorrow too?
No.
I thought you worked tomorrow.
No, Sunday. It may not end all life, but get yourself prepared. Oh, I know that, It's not going to end all life. Because the elites will be in the Ozarks, They'll be underground, in those tunnels, in those fucking bunkers. They know it's coming. They're not stupid. They're the first to know, so... Of course they're going to be safe and sound in their bunkers with a, few years supply of food. And when I say few years, really fucking, decades worth. But, if you don't have a bunker, you probably don't stand a fighting chance. You probably don't. I'm just being honest. Some will survive. There will be survivors because the fight to survive, our fight or flight, our just will to want to survive is very strong. And, others give up easy. Others will persevere. And people will make it through. Even not being in a bunker. There will be people that make it through, but you got to be strong. And unfortunately, these days with the internet and the phones, cell phones, and all the kids, that's all they know. Nobody knows how to hunt, fish, start a fire, do anything anymore. So how the fuck would you survive, even if you did survive the initial blast of the asteroid? You wouldn't survive the next year. The next 365 days. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't. If you can't hunt, fish, start a fire, you got to be able to know how to sterilize your water. You need water, people, every fucking day. You can only go 3 days without water. That's max, people. I mean, I'm sure it could probably be stretched a little more. I don't know what the record is, but I would probably say 5 to 7 days. I wouldn't want to push it past that. And you need to know you can't just go down to your local pond and start drinking the water. You can't fucking do it. So you got to know how to take care of these things. This is what Planet X channels, and this is why I don't have a problem with those channels, because Planet X might not be coming, it might not be real, but nevertheless, asteroids and shit can happen, and the preparation plan for Planet X is pretty much almost like a preparation plan for asteroids, so that's why I don't mind those pages, because even though they might be talking about a planet that might not be coming, at least they're still getting people prepared for something. It's going to get people filling up water jugs. It's going to get people thinking. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I got to go. Under Tabletop Lake. Oh, I know all about Tabletop Lake, Johnny. I know all about Tabletop Lake. Very well. Alright, I got to go, everybody. We'll save Tabletop Lake for another time. Peace and love. Good to see you. Wouldn't want to be ya, Mamma Mia. Peace. Peace. Peace.